light you can see through this all over beautiful lace pattern, which I'd like to guide you through. On with the tutorial, I think. So to make this scarf you would need to cast on 34 stitches, and I'm going to begin from row 1. So even though I'm halfway through mine, this repeat would be the first row that you would do. Knit 3, knit 2 together, yarn forward and repeat that to the last 4 stitches. So knit 3, knit 2 together, yarn forward, repeat again, knit 3, 1, 2, 3, knit 2 together, yarn forward, and just keep going until you reach the last 4 stitches. Right, as you can see I've got 4 stitches there at the end, just knit 4. Now row 2 and all wrong side rows will just be a matter of purling. So this is the wrong side, although in my opinion both sides of this fabric are quite pretty. So row 2 and all intermediate rows are just purl. So purl across those 34 stitches. So begin by knitting 2, then the repeat is as follows: knit 2 together, yarn forward, knit 1, yarn forward and knit 2 together through the back of the loops. Just get my needle in position. So I'm knitting through the back. And repeat that again. Knit 2 together, yarn forward, knit 1, yarn forward, knit 2 together through the back of the loops, and repeat that sequence throughout, and at the end you're left with 2 stitches which you will knit. So and look, we're left with 2 stitches at the end, so we'll just knit 2. Row 5, begin by knitting 3 and then we'll go into the repeat. So the repeat, we start with a yarn forward and then we're going to slip 1 knitwise, knit 2 together and pass slip stitch over, which is this little fella here, if I can get him. Look, the idea is that he goes on the needle like so and then gets slipped over. Then it's yarn forward, knit 2 and repeat that sequence again from the yarn forward. So it's yarn forward, slip 1 knitwise, knit 2 together and pass that slip stitch over. Then we do another yarn forward and knit 2 and keep going with that sequence, and at the end you will have 1 stitch which you just knit. So row 9, after knitting 4, we're going to do a yarn forward and a slip, slip, knit. So we've slipped 2 over onto the right needle, and I'm going to insert my left needle into the fronts of the stitches, but it's not quite wanting to do that. and knitting them together. So that's a slip, slip, knit. Then knit 3 and repeat that sequence again from yarn forward. So it's yarn forward, slip, slip, knit, and knit 3. So keep going with that repeat. That repeat will work right up until the end. Row 11, begin by knitting 5 and then we start the repeat. So this is the main repeat. Begin by knitting 2 together, yarn forward, knit 3. So the end of row 11, you knit 4. Row 13, begin the row by knitting 4 and then we start the repeat. So begin by knitting 2 together, yarn forward, knit 1, yarn forward again, and then knit 2 together through the back of the loops. Whoops. And keep on with that sequence throughout until the last 5, and you'll knit the last 5 stitches. Row 15. Now bear in mind that row 15 and row 17 are going to be the same. Begin by knitting 5, then begin the repeat. So we do a yarn forward, we slip 1, knit 2 together, pass slip stitch over, yarn forward again and knit 2, and that forms the main repeat. And keep going with that repeat until the last 4 stitches, which will be just knit 4 at the end. Row 19, begin the work by knitting 6 and then we start the repeat, and we begin the repeat with a yarn forward and then we do a slip, slip, knit, right, and knit 3. And repeat that sequence from the yarn forward. And you end the row by knitting 3 as well. So that completes row 19. And row 20 is a matter of purling. And then we begin that process all over again from rows 1 to 20. So keep repeating it until your scarf is the right length for you.